You ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
All right. Welcome to Dudes in Kansas show with your hosts,
David and Kent.
There you go. Our rundown for tonight, we're going to talk about news, The Florida Man, movies, Secret to My Success, starring Michael J. Fox, games, PacMan, and projects, learning to edit video and audio for our various projects. So without any further ado, tell me about your week, Kent.
Oh, David, it was a long week. As you know, it rained today. So I got a lot of inside work done, which has been piling up for the last 2 weeks because I've been out, just major production, working hard outside. Got a lot of work done, getting caught up, and life is good. How about yourself?
Pretty good. It's been a little bit of a stressful week. I had a project go out today, but today. Had incidents on a job site and just been a full week. So I'm glad it's the weekend and have a break.
Amen to that. Amen to that. So, hey, let's talk some of that funny news I always hear about. Okay, so let's just call this segment a little bit skipping work, okay? Yes, there was a Florida man, and he works for Hardee's, the restaurant, and he needed to clock in right around 11 a.m., right? Well, he felt like not going to work that day. And so he came up with this idea to call in a bomb threat, or not call in a bomb threat, call in a robbery, saying, hey, two guys with a gun came in and tried to rob the store. The store is going to have to be closed for the day because the police is under investigation.
The police are there and they need to investigate the crime scene.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get you.
So he called the police. He called this in, right? And the police show up.
Not the sharpest tool in the shed, I'm thinking here.
Not the sharpest tool in the shed. That's right. Police show up. And 911 call was made by this guy. He comes into work, and everything just seemed really, really fishy. And so after doing some investigation, I guess the police found out it was this guy who called in the bomb threat because he didn't want to come to work. And needless to say, he did not have to show up at 11 anymore. He was let go.
He didn't have to show up at all because nobody wants somebody who calls into work with a robbery or bomb threat.
That's right.
To skip work.
He actually got charged because calling 911 without an actual emergency is a law breaking.
It's a crime. Yeah.
That's right. It's a crime.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about this guy's problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because it's kind of humorous. I mean, all of us, I would think, at one time have had the case of the Mondays, or just didn't want to go to work that day, or did a total Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I know everyone's related to that. And so, David, have you ever tried playing hooky or skipping work or anything like that? And yes, you need to be careful because you never know if one of your bosses are watching. So
it's very true. The answer is no at my current job, which I've been at for almost 12 years now.
That's about right.
And no to any other jobs. I never played hooky. I would occasionally have a long lunch, and I'd tell my boss ahead of time, hey, I'm going to have a long lunch or stuff like that. But or I'd stay late to get the extra work done. There's always been times where I've been tempted to, and I know people at work that have called in sick when they haven't been, things like that. But it's never had an appeal to me. I'll just take the day off. I'll just take a vacation day if I'm going to do it. So
I gotcha. I once played sick. Not with my current job. Obviously it's just my father and I. So
yeah, you don't work. No work gets done.
No work gets done. That's right. I don't get paid and, all that good jazz. But I won't say what company I did it for in the past, but I will say I called in sick one day. I was like, no, I got to work. No, I'm not. it was like a Monday. I was like, I want a 3-day weekend. So, I did the whole, Ferris Bueller thing where, I wiped the palms, faked the fever, got the cough, and then, called into the old boss. And, I was done. And then I was like, sweet, I'm just hanging out at the house.
Since I've known a couple of your bosses, I think I may have a good guess on who may have had that happen to them, but we're not going to go into that.
No, we won't. So. But that was, I will tell you, that was like 15 years ago. So that was a long, long time ago.
It was a long time ago. We were different people then.
That's right. We were young.
Oh, yeah. Maturity helps make decisions, wiser decisions. And when you're young, you just go, yeah, who cares?
Exactly.
But
so I want to help this gentleman out in Florida. And I need your help. Okay. And I need the audience help too. And so, mark it in your comments section let's come up with some different ideas what we could use to tell our bosses, hey, I don't want to come to work. Okay. So we already know the whole Ferris Bueller thing. We don't, you can call in sick, right? And we know we can't call in a bomb threat because, like the Home Depot thing.
Yeah, because you definitely don't want to say you're dropping the bomb down or nothing like that because, oh, man.
So give me an excuse.
Severe diarrhea.
Ooh, that is a good one. Dude, kind of like on the movie Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, yeah.
Avoid Spike's Harry's.
Takes the laxative and then is stuck there. Oh, yeah. No. Severe diarrhea. Kids are sick.
Kids. You always hear about the dying grandma thing.
Yes, yeah.
I wouldn't recommend that one. Bad karma on grandma.
Yeah, we don't want to subject grandma to any more than she has had her whole entire life.
Exactly. Car troubles. Car wouldn't start. Can't get to work. Going to the shop as we speak.
Yep.
That's always a good one. I would think another one would be... I was up late last night at the emergency room, let's say, and I can't make it in. And if they ask you what your symptoms are, you just say, that's none of your business. This is health issues.
Yeah, you don't really want to know.
That's right. Well, once again, don't create bad karma for yourself.
Yeah, what goes around comes around, and the longer you've experienced life, the more you realize that it absolutely does.
That's right. I'm trying to think of another great excuse. You see, I don't ever play these excuses because
exactly.
I have to be at work.
Well, there's an ethical issue with it, and when you have sound ethics with your work, it translates through the rest of your life, but it sets a good precedence with your work.
So, listening audience, if you have a good excuse why you can't be at work, please put it on the comment section. We'd love to share it and hear it and see it.
Absolutely. Maybe we'll talk about it on one of these episodes. You never know.
Exactly. So that brings me into the next topic of our conversation, which would be movies, right?
Yes.
And I want to talk about a movie that was released in 1987, around April, okay? It's about a kid from Kansas. Yeah.
I didn't remember that he was from Kansas.
That's right. And he's going to go work for his uncle's company in New York City.
I did remember that. And I remembered the fact that his aunt, was it his aunt?
That's right.
Yes. Has lots of relations with his aunt.
That's right.
Secret to his success.
Secret to my success. Michael J. Fox.
Yes. Oh, I love that movie.
What a great movie. And dude, has such a cool soundtrack. I mean,
I have no doubt it would.
On my notes here, I had Night Ranger songs by Night Ranger. You remember that? Oh yeah song.
Oh yeah.
I think it was by Yellow. And then of course,
that was actually in quite a few songs or movies during that time period, but I distinctly remember that song because of that movie when he's sneaking around in the house.
That's right.
Trying not to get caught. I absolutely love Secret to My Success. It's one of my favorite.
Same here. Walking on Sunshine by Katrina and the Waves. That one's another popular song that you'll hear a lot. I think it was in like Look Who's Talking with, John Travolta and another famous Kansan, Christy Alley.
Yes. Oh, yes. So, she comes back to Wichita on occasion, doesn't she?
She does. Yep. She does. So anyways, I thought Secret to My Success was an appropriate movie to talk about tonight because of the man who decided to skip work at a Hardee's in Florida, because if a kid from Kansas can literally work his way up in New York City from the mailroom to an actually he takes over the company.
Yeah, he does in the end.
That's right.
Well, it all has to do with ambition. And if you're ambitious and you have good ethics and you work your tail off and you prove yourself to be a great employee, you'll have those opportunities. Every opportunity is out there. And if you believe that you can do it, you'll get there eventually. It may not be exactly what you envision, but you'll get there.
Well said. Zig Ziglar couldn't say it any better, buddy. I'm sorry. It's so true, though. You said it so well. Hey, what else do we have on our topic of conversations that we were going to talk about today?
Man, games.
Ooh.
Waka 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 waka.
March of 1982. Atari.
Yeah.
PacMan was released.
Yep. Namco PacMan.
That's right, Namco. So happy birthday to PacMan. And I don't know when Miss Pac-Man came around. I will find out. But I played a lot of Pac-Man in my time.
I've played a lot of Pac-Man. My dad, early in the 80s, bought an Atari 400 computer. He bought Pac-Man, Missile Command, Centipede, Starfighter, and I think there was another one in there, and I played them all the time. Absolutely love Pac-Man. Probably one of my all-time favorite early video games. And our local arcade down in Old Town has a whole bunch of Pac-Man arcade machines.
That's true. When I think of Pac-Man, I always think of that movie, National Lampoon's Vacation. And he, the Chevy Chase is in there, and he's sitting down with his son at the there in the living room, and he's got his entire vacation planned out on an old computer, right? And it's on a map. He got it hooked up through the Atari. How in the world he did this is fire. And I just remember he's got the truckster traveling through, and he's got his kid with the Atari button, and he's following the Pac-Man around,
trying to eat the car while he's going from place to place. Yeah, absolutely.
When I think of Pac-Man, I think of that movie and the Pac-Man trying to eat the truckster.
That's too funny.
That is too funny.
I had forgotten that scene until you started describing it. That is great. Another great movie, National Lampoon's Vacation.
Great family video, man. You got audience. You need to show it to the younger generation. We cannot let it be forgotten.
Absolutely. Hey, even though yesterday's PG is now PG-13, doesn't mean that you still can't show it to your kids.
That's true. There's like nudity in that shit.
Oh, yeah. Thing is I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I don't remember all of the things that when I see it now as an adult, I'm like, wow, man, I'm showing this to my kids. What am I showing to my kids? I didn't know it. It didn't trigger as a child, but it does once you're an adult. So don't be as apprehensive. Don't be as worried about it. Kids are kids, and the more we can have them out running around instead of stuck behind screens and maybe going on those kind of vacations to begin with, the better we'll be.
That's true. And you never know. Your kids might grow up to be two dudes in Kansas that are video broadcasting. We turned out okay. Well, the verdict's still out. Yeah, the verdict's still out. So, interestingly enough, Mary and I were driving downtown, and I had looked up and I saw a radio tower, and I thought, has anybody been talking about the fact that YouTube is the modern day version of the old public TV stations that people would do? They would do stations in their TV shows down in their basement or in their garage, like Wayne's World, public access television. Great movie. This is a perfect example of public access television changed for our generations, access for everybody, and the ability to jump in so much cheaper than it used to be. That's so true. It was a revelation to me. And it is funny you mentioned Wayne's World, because my wife had never seen Wayne's World before, and it is on Amazon Prime Video, and we totally watched it Tuesday night. Like, I was super tired, so I was like, I was telling Liz, I was like, dude, I'm just gonna go lay in bed. It's like 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. The kids are in bed, and I saw Wayne's World. I was like, Liz, we gotta watch this. Swing. She's like, what are you doing? And I said, Wayne's World.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what? It is totally epically cool. I mean, to this day, that movie is awesome.
Great music, Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody in that song. So it hit the charts when it came out back in the 70s, and then it hit the charts again in 1992, if I remember correctly, when that movie came out.
You nailed it.
And it went up to the top of the charts then, too. So it's one of the few songs that has had two chart-topping periods of time in its life. So,
That's right. Yeah. That's really good information to know. And I'd highly recommend you seeing Wayne's World. Has Mary seen Wayne's World?
Yeah, she's seen Wayne's World, but I wish she would watch more of those movies and just lighten up a little bit about it. But she's always like, I'm going to have drunk something to watch that.
Oh, that's funny.
She thinks the movies I enjoy are stupid most of the time. So,
is our next topic projects?
Yes. So, one of the most fascinating things that I have been finding with not only editing the audio for this, editing video, I have another YouTube channel, Make It Fix It Daddy. It's been around since about 2015.
Great channel. Check it out.
Maybe a little bit before that. Make It Fix It Daddy, the idea was that I had a bunch of projects that either my kids or family were asking me to fix. So I just started recording it because there was a lot of, I'd go out and search. I'd search and try to read and wasn't finding things that were helping me to fix the issue. So I was like, well, I'll provide a video to help people, and started learning video editing and a little bit of audio editing as part of that. But when you start talking about a podcast and you're talking about the vocal quality and you're talking about the audio quality, there's so much to learn, and they call it sound shaping, and there's all these terms, and it's just, I love to learn. So, it's like a field day for me.
Dude, I think that's awesome. And the toaster video, dude, on par. Wonderful. I've watched it.
The original toaster video, honestly, was total crap. I just recorded it. I don't even know why I recorded it. And I was like, I'm going to post this. Nobody else has a video on Dualit toasters and how to repair the element. What? Why not? And suddenly I had all these people viewing this toaster video. And so recently I updated all those videos to have more information, be a little clearer, show an entire teardown and build back up, as well as the repair for the element. So that way it was actually a decent video instead of the crap videos that my old ones were. So
hey, I've seen both, and I think you've done well. I like the original one because it was just raw, dude. It's like
raw
watching,
is a good word for that.
It's like watching a VHS tape. It was awesome, dude. And then you can just see how you transitioned into these to DVD, Blu-ray quality videos. So It's impressive, man. Don't undercut yourself.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but it's entertaining. It's a lot of fun. I'm using DaVinci Resolve for the video and a little bit of audio tweaking on that. It's a great software, and there's a free version. And it's amazing software. You'd pay $300 for any other piece of software like Premiere or I'm forgetting the Mac version. Somebody will correct me in the comments, but Final Cut Pro. And this DaVinci software is awesome. And then for the DAW, the digital audio workstation, I use Reaper, which has a free version and then a very reasonably paid version as well.
Good stuff, David. Mm-hmm. The only project I got that's like audio and video related is I do have a Twitch account. Mm-hmm. And for the audience that doesn't know what Twitch is, it's literally like video TV, kind of like a YouTube, and Vimeo and all that. But I record myself playing video games, not video games, I should say video game, Forza 4 Horizon. It's a lot of fun. I'll just record like an hour or two here. I got some followers. We get on, we race.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and just have a good old time. The handle's Coolwise 5. So, and
that's pretty slick.
I'll have to really give props to my kid brother, Sean. He's the one that told me about it. He's like, dude, if you're going to play video games, you ought to record yourself playing because it's pretty awesome, dude. So
yeah, there's evidently a large following of people that just like watching other people play video games.
For real. It's pretty awesome. So that's
interesting.
Yeah, that's what I got going on my side video projects.
Okay.
A couple of closing statements. Hey, I don't know. I know you're not a big sports fan, but the Kansas City Royals opening day was yesterday.
Okay.
Rain delayed, unfortunately. I think they got to play, but baseball season is upon us.
You're thrilled, aren't you, Ken?
I am. I love the Kansas City Royals. Huge
big baseball fan.
Huge baseball fan. Baseball cards. I got to thank you. You gave me a lot of cool ones.
Oh, you're welcome.
On top of my collection that I already had. And then another quick throw out I want to give to the Wichita State Shockers.
Yeah.
The basketball team. They had some major wins this week as well. So congratulations to the Wichita State Shockers.
Congrats.
So, otherwise, David, do you have anything else you want to talk about? I mean, believe it or not, we've hit the 20-minute window already.
No, I don't. Actually, it's been kind of a quiet, busy week. So I've been editing the previous videos, and for all of you, we are live as of my watch is sitting there as of the 29th of March on Podbean. So you can find us at dudesinkansas.podbean.com or on YouTube. Just search Dudes in Kansas. We have part 1A, part 1B, 2, 3, and 4. And this will be our 5th episode.
Please like us. We need all the followers we can get.
Absolutely. Subscribe. Leave some feedback. Please try to keep it positive. Or shall we say, if you're going to be critical, try to realize there's a human being on the other side of that computer and provide feedback that's helpful. Because if you enjoy it and you're willing to leave feedback, I hope you're willing to help us out.
Good point. Love it, David. Thank you so much. Thank you to our listeners.
All right. See you later.
See ya.